let's hit it. You worry about other people. Let me give you some tips that is going to explode your growth. And the only thing we're going to do is actually is one thing. We're going to switch your focus. Instead of worrying about people, we're going to worry about us. You're going to worry about you. Because you're worrying about people. But what about if you're worrying about you? Instead of worrying about what people might think of you, what they might say, what they try to validate you with. I was just over here doing my carnivore diet. The steak is almost done because I tried to eat more steak. So I started with the steak first. I put a little bit of cheese, a little bit of bacon, and I was cleaning over here, and this keep coming to my mind. These thoughts keep coming to my mind, keep coming to my mind. I was like, I gotta record this video right away and post it because somebody needs this message, right? Somebody need it, and I'm so good person to talk about this because these things in my life that I want to do, like around 2010, 2012, when I first went to my network marketing. There was 5 links. You guys ever heard about 5 links? Some about video phone back in the day. That was probably like 2008, right? That's when like I turned around 27, 25. 25, I was like, you know what? It's time for me to change my life. So I started to look in ways. Actually, I got into person development, right? Because that was what was available to give me from where I was to another level, which is to me is the university of uh, growth, right? Of growth. The light was bothering me behind there. So, yeah. Um, so I started getting into person development, and then I started to reading, and I read this Brazilian Portuguese book about emotion that was very powerful. I understood one thing: we got so much emotion when we got something new, when we launch something new, because in order to get started, it's like the rock to go to the moon, right? It needs all that power, the energy to take off, right? So when you're going to start something new, you get all that, but then after you get in, and then you got to have everything to back it up, which is your consistent, your self-talk, your self-mastery, right? All those things, right? And then also how you visualize yourself, how's your self-image, because that is your reflecting to, or what these people might say, this and that. I, for example, doing a YouTube channel, I want to do it like in 2015 or 14 or 13. That was like 10 years ago, right? And then I really got serious and I tried, but I beach out and I tap out in 2018. My habits didn't keep me there. I don't know how to explain very good what the problem is, but all I know is these things that I'm talking about in these videos is what got me to do it, got me to have the belief in myself, got me to lock my word, got me to follow up on things instead of want to do things, struggle, worry about what people might think about me, and not feel confident and not be able to follow up on my word, not be able to be committed to what I want to do, and then I'm just starting something, I finish nothing. Starting something, I finish nothing. Have you ever felt like that? So take a look at yourself. You start worrying about yourself instead of what these people might think about me, what they think about me. You know what? Fuck what they think about you. What you thinking about yourself, right? When you look yourself in the mirror, bring yourself to the mirror. You look yourself in the mirror. Maybe you start with your external. It helps a lot. Your appearance is not should not looking at your external, but your external is going to be like a byproduct of your internal, right? Because you eating clean, you're not drinking, you're not smoking, you have more power, you have more testosterone levels because you're dropping all the bad stuff and you only got the good stuff, and you are more motivated and you are in the gym consistent because now the same way one bad thing attract another bad thing, a person might start smoking, then start drinking, then start doing drugs. The same thing that happens, I'm a proof of that because when I was in the gym, in and off, all the time when I was doing the gym, I was more lean towards eating clean and stuff like that because I feel the environment of better myself, right? Healthy wise. So back to my story, back when I was like 25, um, growing up, I started exercising, start reading books, start like looking ways to build my own business, and just like things that I could do to bring myself up, and start like having this life as the philosopher of Japanese Kaizen, right? Make today better than yesterday and tomorrow better than today. Constantly improvement. So back then I really got the before that, I already had inside of me that school wasn't for me because I didn't want to be a professional on just a field. I wanted to be overall successful in all areas, and I want to be free with things that I could do like business, where I can outsource things, where it's not like me and time, exchange for time, which is the one of the uh, I don't want to say the worst blueprint. I don't want to put bad words to it, but pretty much it's like it's a kind of type of income that you cannot make that much, and it's hard for you to scale because it depends off yourself and your time, and you only have 24 hours a day. What about if you're dealing with something that it doesn't need you, and you can put systems together and you can scale, right? To sky's the limit, right? So I already understood that from the young age, and then I didn't want to pursue college and school and things like that. Actually, I dropped out before I even finished high school. I'm originally from Brazil. I came to this country in 2000, and when I came here, I already knew some English back then because I love like the English, and I just probably, kind of like wasn't mean to come over here. And then I find out about this country, a lot of opportunity, things like that. I was like, okay, if there I'm going to be making more, have more opportunities, then I go there. But when I got here, I had gone to the wrong direction, right? I went to want to hang out, drink all day, look for girls, and just be with my brothers in the block chilling, right? And with that, sorry, I'm having a call. With that, I waste a lot of my time. So if you're young right now and you think that's the way to go, it's not. The way to go is to be healthy, be clean, have the body the way you want. Where you look in the mirror, you can see that, you are healthy from the inside coming out to the outside. It's like money. When you get all the skills and all this value around you and you become this valuable person and you keep to level and up, the money is going to come as a byproduct of the person that you are. Very confident. You follow up with your word. You commit to things. You be able to do it. For example, the YouTube channel is another example. That before then I was making videos and I was not even published because I was afraid of what people might think about me, and I have self limitations, like self belief limitations, right? I even got a coach to try to help me and stuff like that, and then I was there, and then it got to the point that I was like embarrassing to come back and say, I'm going to do it this time, very motivated with all this great mindset and all these things, and kind of like putting the work into it too, but never like enough to break through, right? Never enough to like finish, so that means like I start to understand like the small things was keeping me there, because it's like if you start like what happened today that kind of actually got me to get this message to you guys was just because I just bought a bunch of meat. I'm doing the carnivore diet, so I cook a bunch at the time. So I just finished cooking this ball right here, which lasts me 1 or 2 days, right? Because sometimes I have the eggs with it, and I have more here on the fridge already seasoned for the other days to come. So as you guys see, I do what I say what I do. And then I got more in the other fridge, which is on my bigger fridge. So it was kind of the special, so I bought for like 2 weeks. And what happened is that when I was cleaning the dishes and I went to my morning 1 hour walking, tried to share it. You guys see? So I went to my morning routine, walk in the park, then I record some videos there. Actually, I'm gonna get those ready for you guys to see. And then I came here, and then when I was cooking, and then I have these things over here, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna eat, and then I finish, and then I was like, you know what, my YouTube channel is so powerful, it's so helpful, because it's helping me probably more than other people that are getting the message, because it's helping me to, like all those things that I'm saying in public now that I was able to overcome, right? Because my confidence level up, my persistent level up. I started to have self-mastery to the point that I was like, okay, I can do this. Because everything else that I see I was going to do, I was doing it. So I looked up my word, right? And that's the only validation that you need is your word. If you say you want to do something, you do it. It gets to a point that you reprogram your mind. I can actually talk about that today in the morning when I was doing my walk and recording some videos for you guys, is that it's like a software program that now it has the plug-in and it knows what to do and it just do it. It's like a cybernetic machine, kind of like the AC. You got that temperature. When it goes down, it's going to kick off. It's going to turn on. It's going to bring back to that temperature. So I even supposed to have this before because I kind of knew the knowledge, but knowledge doesn't mean nothing when you're not applying your knowledge. So what happened is that I had this technique that I believe that it will work, but I had to do other things because it's not about one single thing. It's about all the things, right? And that's the kind of type of person that I am. I'm a person that, for me, it doesn't work just being good in one thing. For me, I need to be good in everything, right? I need to be a good husband, good son, good friend, good partner, right? I gotta be able to keep it clean, organized, right? I gotta be able to improve and do the best I can do. I gotta be able to follow everything that I say I was gonna do and anything that comes on my way that day. For example, the other day, the last 2 days, I only sleep 3 hours. But I was on point because the time for you to get up, you should never break that. Not on a Sunday, not on a holiday, not on a party day, nothing. You should never break that. That's what I create this concept on my own. The flow, high vibrations flowing, right? Stay on the flow because if you break that, that's one of the powerful things that you have to continue to have you having momentum is my morning routine with the power statements, that ritual in the morning, and that time to get up and to start the day and kind of like already get this working on myself things um, that get myself already winning in the morning with those things. Um, that is very like connected with infinite intelligence at that time, 3 o'clock in the morning. So my time to get up is 2:30. I started like at 4:30 when I thought I was getting up early, and then I went to 4, and then I went to 3:30, and then I went to 3. Now I'm at 2:30, and it's perfect. So yeah, um, maybe until you start getting all these results, until you start self mastering like all these areas, and you'll be able to follow up with your word and all that. Maybe don't share with nobody. Just keep it to yourself, and then soon they're going to start seeing that you follow up to everything and you do everything you need to do, and then you're gonna be a way more valuable person, a sad person, because things that you wasn't doing before, it got a lot of things that wasn't blocking you from doing, that you wasn't on your own way. You wasn't in produce the energy that you need to go to the day, right? Let me before I forget, let me share with you the technique that helps. But all these things are helped together. But I knew the technique. The technique was tell yourself that you're starting something, you're in the process of something, and then you complete something. On that way, your mind gonna understand how to start and do the process and finish the process, right? But when it comes to my goals, it wasn't really happening because you gotta back it up with consistent. You gotta be persistent. You gotta build habits. Some things you're only gonna get if you have a habit of good things, right? So in order for that technique to work is where I was going. Then I stopped to kind of like give the example of the technique is that the best way to program your mind is to repetition to actions, is to apply. That's where you're going to get your confidence from, right? Let's say you kill procrastination. Like for example, today I was just like simple stuff like this. I was talking about on my video this morning, and it happened with me. I was going to let some dirt in my kitchen, a little thing. I cleaned like 99%, and then I was going to leave 1% left. That 1% in your life, it fucked up your whole life, right? And then you keep trying to do things, and you can't keep up with it. Right, for example, the YouTube channel, I'm giving you guys example here. You can look up on my videos. You're gonna see a video that I did in 2018. It took me like a week to do that video, 2 weeks, I don't know, a month, but I tried to perfect it, you know, so much. I even show up I think I show up on the screen on the side, and then I put pictures and words, right? And I tried to just make the best. And I was like, look, man, if I'm gonna do videos like that, by the time I die, I have 10 videos, right? I don't know, like maybe more, right? I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna leave this much, but whatever, when I'm ready, I'm ready. I'm with God, and that's what matters, because we never know the day that we're gonna go. So you better be with God today, right? And then for your things to be good too, if you have God first, everything else is gonna work. So that's one thing that we need to include it here. is praising the Lord, have God in your life first. I wake up, God first thing in my life, right? I go to sleep, God first thing in my life. And then after God is blessing you, right, that He's already did by giving you the life, you gotta leave it up. Like, it's time to get up, man. Fuck this snooze button, right? That's one of the things that I took off my phone when I started getting serious, right? And I started getting all this valuable uh, skills, like being a valuable fucking man, being able to handle my shit in all ways, you know. And then the worse that get, the better you gotta be grateful for, because you be like, this is what I asked for. I asked to be a badass man, motherfucker over here that will deal with this, deal with that, will deal with everything, whatever comes on my way. I'm knocking it out the park, and that's it. I'm a winner. I win at all levels, right? Whatever it comes. Some things that might be a little hard that I don't know about it, I'm going to study about it. I'm going to learn about it, and I'm going to overcome, right? And if I did that, you can do that, right? So all we need is God first, and you know, your rituals. You know, you set up your power statements in the morning after your workout, right? You stress. You already put your body into stress. You already win that sleep over in the bed, and kill your lifetime. Because if you're 30 years old and you slept at 8 hours every day, and sometimes you slept more, probably would be more than 10 years, but at least 10 years of your life, if you slept 8 hours, that went to sleep time, right? In 20 hours, you was living the life, and then the other 10, it went to sleep. So if you're gonna count those days that you slept more than 8 hours, and then you probably had 12, 13, 14 years of sleeping of the 30 years that you be in the life, because the day's 24 hours and you 8 goes to sleep. That means, you know, you're breaking 3 parts. That means if you have 30 years, 10 years went to sleep by doing 8 hours a day. So you got to have all those things in place. That technique is very helpful, but nothing's going to work, at least the kind of type of person that I am. Some people, they can focus on one thing and kind of like let other things not be organized or be on the top of other things, and that don't kill their self-esteem, and they be able to have their self-esteem on that and just move on that. I don't know, but you know, if some people can do that. But for me, was self-mastery, like building my confidence, building my self-esteem. Build that comes from my consistency, following up with my word, dropping my bad habits, all the vices, right? Increase my energy levels, get up early and extend my day so I can be productive, right? Get so many things done before the world is like even moving, right? Everybody's asleep. I'm already getting my things done. Having God in my life, right? As a priority, as number one, right? Knowing that whatever might happen to me, I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow. Life's not guaranteed, but my salvation is, because I am alignment with God 100%. I give my life to God, so I'm good when it comes to that, right? So is you being like a blessing to other people, you being the light, right, to other people, right, and being inspiration to other people, and then all those things, it helps, right, because it kind of just builds you up from all the parts, and then it's kind of like a engine that when all these things comes together, and boom, it work. And then you get a technique, the technique is going to work. Then you start doing something's going to work. If you tell yourself, I'm going to do this, you know it's going to be done, because you say that. You even believe in yourself, like it's done, consider done, right? Because you know you follow through, you know you do this, you do that, you know a little quote doesn't drop you off, you know that not having enough sleep is not going to take you off. For example, the last 2 days, I slept only 3 hours each day, so six hours in 2 days, right? But I maintain all my stuff the way I need to maintain. And now, looking back on 2018, wants to do videos and have a YouTube channel and kind of like share my knowledge. It was even good that I was able to post that video, because the other ones before that, which is like way longer than 2015, I think. I don't know, 2018. The videos here, you guys can take a look at. It's a nice videos. I took my time and posted. But I know it's been over a decade that I want to do this, for 15 years. Now I can just not worry about what people might thought about my videos and what might happen. I was just able to get off my own way, because I did all these other things that brought me to the point that I can do whatever I set my mind to it. and then some things might take time, but I am my own validation, you know, and I have God with me first, and then I'm blessed, and then I can just go over here, implement, and do what I'm doing here as I want to do, kind of like share experiences with other people and do something great that I know is positive, because on this right here, I'm only helping people to do something good. When I had like bad habits, I was inspiring people to do something that wasn't great, right? For example, my little baby, um, I don't drink no more, so I'm not that bad example of her life, right? I don't smoke, I'm not that bad example of her life. That's the same thing for you guys. I see you guys the same way, so you know that builds all my confidence, you know, to come over here and talk about um, great things and positive things that I know that I'm only helping you with good stuff, right? Talking about God, you know, um, being so where you have your, you know, spiritual side, your soul feeding with you know, with the positive from God, you know, your body's being taken care of, healthy is your wealth, you know, and you're a valuable person by having all the skills and assets where you can start something, finish something, and you can just do anything you want to do, and then you start living your blueprint life, where you have the goals in your mind, what you have designed for you, and you live in your dream life, and you make it the rest of your life the best of your life. So, you know, that's what it's about, and that's the price you got to pay for it to have that kind of life. Otherwise, it's not going to come. So again, my YouTube video is here. You guys can see. And then from that time to this time, I was worrying about what other people think. Now this channel has helped me so much, because as much as I help you guys with the message, he's helping me, because he's telling me like, look, it's not the way you're supposed to live, right? And you're not going to do 99% because it's not 100. You're going to do 100 beyond, right? And it's just helping me even master myself, like self-mastery, even taking me to different levels, because I brought myself here now. My channel is holding me accountable, right, for my actions, and it's helping me to continue to push further, right? And more people that is going to come over here and comment and leave their thoughts and interact with this channel, the more I know that's going to help me, because it's very powerful when we get a feedback that is positive from a person, and that we know that they got the message. I was able to help them and serve them, and then it become like a whole type of different thing, even more powerful, right? But you know, the whole thing is that about this video is that the takeaway is that you just gotta work on your talents that you already have, like your powers, right? Where you tap in with inside of you, and you bring all the good things, right? Your powers that you have, utilize them, put your mind to work, put your mind to think, build up your blueprint, and the things that you got to do. Work harder on yourself than you work on your job, and then you let the bad stuff go, so you can have more good stuff coming in, and then you do it over and over and over and over again without cutting the flow, because it's going to be your fast track to reprogram your mind to the point that when you say go, it goes. And whatever it is that in front of you is just more wins for you, and you already have like a set morning routine. You gotta have a morning routine. It's very powerful, because if you don't, you're already gonna wake up think like, you know, today's just another day. I ain't gotta do nothing. And this life is about always doing something, and not just doing something, but pushing yourself to do something better today than you did yesterday, and preparing for tomorrow to be better than today. Kaizen is the philosophy of Japanese. That I just talked to you guys about it. So let's be Kaizen, and love you guys. It was a pleasure being here with you guys. Hope you learned something from this video. Drop your comments, let me know. Subscribe, and we all ride it together. If I can do, you can do it. Let's drop the bad stuff, bring the good stuff in, and let's use these techniques and take ourselves to the best level. Be the light, be the blessing for you and your family, and anything that come around you. You the light to shine everything around you. Let's
give it to me like